this is sick. Okay. Oh, I love that. Oh. I'm a slut for fashion. I'm a slut for pop music. You know? I'm a slut for Gaga. Hello, welcome to this video. My name is Dan, aka Lucen, and today I'm going to be reacting to Addison Rae's new album, Addison. Does she go by Addison Rae anymore? Whatever, it's called Addison. Who knows? Let's go. Cool, right. So Addison Rae's like an interesting artist who seems to have kind of come up on TikTok. And so honestly, I was a bit skeptical to begin with because like not much music that kind of originates from people on TikTok kind of has the depth that I'm looking for, made specifically for the algorithm. That's kind of the thing. And so I guess I maybe harshly judged Addison in the same kind of light, but like there have been some great little moments, specifically the Von Dutch remix, the Brat remix, Von Dutch. She had the screaming moment that suddenly was like, okay, so she's willing to really kind of go there, put herself out there and do like some slightly weird alt pop, experimental pop stuff. And then her Diet Pepsi and was like, oh shit, this is cool. I like this. It feels like she has like a unique sound. And I listened to High Fashion as well. I did that one for TikTok. But I don't think I've heard anything else from the album. So I'm quite excited to jump into it. I'm intrigued and everyone's been chatting about it. The reason I'm doing this is because everyone, like I got loads of comments from people being like, are you going to do Addison's new album? Are you going to do Addison's new album? And people are chatting about it online. So I'm like, okay, maybe it's got a bit of a vibe to it that I need to check out. So let's do it. But if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, and make sure to check out my shorts videos. So basically whenever there's like new music videos and live performances, I do shorts. But it's kind of like a bit of a separate algorithm. So I don't know whether you guys are even necessarily seeing them. So if you do want to get my shorts in your algorithm, then make sure to like go onto my page and watch a few of them. And then hopefully they'll start appearing in your feed. Yeah, and that's like my way of keeping up with all the new singles and stuff. And if you want to watch this video with no cuts and all of my shorts, like the full version of all my shorts, then you can do that over on Patreon. Yeah, whereas like the tier that's like all the new music and stuff is only £3 a month. On the next tier up, you get full album reaction, so you can watch this one without any cuts. And there's exclusive album reactions going up monthly as well. And then in the upper tiers, you can request songs and albums from me. So yeah, so there's those different ways to get involved and get into the community and like, you know, so yeah, make sure to go over there if you fancy. Also, make sure to leave your top 5 from this album in the comment section. Something that everyone on the channel likes doing. I'll let you know what my favorite song is at the end. You know what I'm happy about? This album is 33 minutes long. And as a content creator, a 33-minute album is sometimes exactly what I need in the week. No Beyonce 1 hour 27. Right, so song number 1 is New York.
Take a bite of the Big Apple.
Cool. Love the kind of rhythm on this. Wow, I love the atmosphere in this. Oh, yeah. Hello. Fuck. Oh, this is cool. This is sick. I love how soft her vocal is over all the craziness. Love New York, so free, it's my religion. Yeah. Oh, this is sick. Okay. Oh. Fuck off. That was so good. Oh, fuck me. That was amazing.
Take a bite of the Big Apple.
That just like completely surprised me so much. Obviously, you kind of have the kind of atmospheric vibe at the beginning, and you kind of have the rhythm, the kind of polyrhythm, counter rhythm type situation. Really nice. And then, like, so surprisingly, that like drum just comes in. It kind of feels like kind of post hyperpop, kind of harsh kind of sound, like really kind of coming in over the top of something super warm and atmospheric. It's such a gorgeous kind of like juxtaposition, the contrast. And of course, like with her like soft vocal, that also has that kind of contrast. And it's the contrast that just is that magic sauce when in pop music, you know, when you like cut through it with something like that, it's more than the sum of its parts, you know, it just kind of expands it into something so exciting. Yeah. Great. Take a Bite of the Big Apple, New York. Oh God, I love New York. Feel so free. It's my religion. Out of Control, Time's Moving Slow. LA is home, but I'm ready to go. So it's kind of escaping to a different city. Next stop to the club, I'm a dance hall. Kick, drum, chew gum. I love that. Kick, drum, chew gum. It's like a attention to detail on the way that the words sound that I really like in that. Kind of gives you that kind of ASMR. It kind of has an ASMR quality, doesn't it? Love New York, feel so free. Hand on the pulse, sex in the air. Feeding my soul, answer my prayer. Yeah, so it kind of has this like Lady Gaga adjacent, the dance floor is my church kind of energy, but bringing that kind of metaphor into 2025. I love this feeling of escapism. It feels like the kind of LA lifestyle is, you know, it's obviously quite full on. It's quite kind of celebrity first. It's quite career driven, you know, and she goes to New York and she can find freedom in going out, you know, and there is that sense of that to New York, you know, that sense of freedom that is just like, yeah, palpable when you're there. It's that kind of creative energy, like the history of music and partying going all the way back to like the disco era, the Vogue ballroom culture era, like, and all of the incredible musicians that started in New York. Like the history is there. And I feel like she's just like, I feel part of something when I'm there, you know? And she captures that so well because there's that kind of like gorgeous intimacy to what she's feeling. But then she's on the dance floor and you can hear that in the song as well. Fucking great. Really cool. There's so much kind of depth and connection between like the production and the lyric and the vocals and everything. Right. Next song, this is Diet Pepsi. I have actually heard this one, but let's listen to it in context. It's part of the vision. Let's go.
My boy's a winner. My lips reflect off his cross-gold chain. Untouched XO.
I love this, yeah. That is just such a good melody. Obviously, it sounds different to the New York song, but you can hear the continuity.
Fuck up the windows in the parking lot. Sitting on his lap, sipping Diet Pepsi. Young, lust, let's go.
Nice. In the backseat. You know what this actually reminds me of is a little bit like Lana. It doesn't sound like a Lana song, you know, but you can kind of recognize the inspiration, you know. There's something so simple about the rhythm, but the way that it kind of is a little bit stilted, I don't know, there's something really satisfying about it. This is such a strange key change, but it just adds to the tapestry of what she's doing. You know, it feels like it adds to the world. It shows that she's not afraid to make bold choices. It's so good. Yeah, love it. Great. It's just a really good song. And it kind of worked really well as like a, you know, an agenda setter for her, for this kind of era going into her first album, because it has like the great kind of hookiness. It has lovely melodies, really imagery focused, you know, that's the kind of Lanaism, you know, like the gold cross chain and the ripped blue jeans and all that kind of stuff. It kind of almost takes like that kind of Lanaism and fuses it with something a little bit closer to Charlie XCX or Sophie or something like that, you know, with the kind of harsh drums, you know, and the creative kind of bold choices in like doing a funky key change like that. Because I don't even know what that key change is and it comes out of nowhere. And so it kind of is very surprising, especially for like a lead pop single. But that's what she's saying. It's a statement, isn't it? You know, it's like, I'm not just going to do a standard 2-minute song and end it how you're going to expect it to end. I'm going to end it in the way that I want to end it because I think it adds an extra interesting detail. It feels like it pushes like the style of this era, the style of this album so far into something that kind of has almost like an alien kind of quality to it, you know? And that key change is it's really key. It's like such an interesting choice, but I really, really appreciate that she's made that choice, you know? My boy's a winner. He loves the game. My lips reflect off his cross gold chain. Very good in-depth lyrics, because it's like, if your lips are reflecting off of the chain, then there's a intimacy. You know, she's close enough to see, close enough for her lips to reflect. Like, it really instantly tells you that they're having sex, right? I like the way he's telling me my ass looks good in these ripped blue jeans. My cheeks are red like cherries in the spring. See, that's very Lana as well. You could tell she's a Lana fan, but not in a way, she's like not ripping her off at all, you know, but you can hear the inspiration. Body's a work of art you die to see. Untouched XO, young lust. When we drive in your car, I'm your baby. Losing all my innocence in the backseat. Yeah, it's very much like, well, it's like, you know, someone losing their virginity, right? But it kind of has that kind of hotness, that kind of lustiness, but also the romance. It feels very romantic. Break all the rules till we get caught. Fog up the windows in the parking lot. So good. Sitting on his lap, sipping Diet Pepsi. See, that's Lanaism as well. Yeah, really cool. Captures such a vibe. It's so visual. It's so narrative in the sound and in the lyrics. It's just like, it takes you there, you know? Let's go on to the next one. This is Money is Everything.
When I was growing up,
interesting.
Mama always told me to save my money.
Okay.
Can a girl just have fun?
This is giving me a bit Britney, you know, like the spoken stuff. Ooh, fun. This almost seems like a coda to Diet Pepsi, like a follow-on. You've got similar rhythms, almost have an echo, you know, it's cool.
And when I'm not dancing, please DJ play Madonna, wanna
yeah.
the girl I used to be is still the girl inside of me.
Oh, cute. As a young girl, she was a pop fan, and that pop fan is still there, you know? That's really interesting, actually, because it kind of like has a kind of almost like quite cynical edge to it. Like the way in which she's like screaming like money is everything kind of seems unhinged, you know. Maybe she's playing into some sort of character. Obviously, she's had quite a lot of success on TikTok. So maybe she's kind of almost like being like, oh, this is who you expect me to be type thing. And actually at the beginning, she talks about like saving money, like growing up without much money and having to really save money and like kind of looking at Madonna and kind of seeing someone to aspire to. And she's like, I'm still that person, you know. Maybe it's like people think I'm a rich bitch, but this is actually a little bit more context about where I actually came from, you know. Yeah, it adds to the character, you know. I feel like we're starting to get to know her, you know. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, and then sonically, the fact that it almost sounds like an echo of Diet Pepsi is quite interesting as part of like an album. To kind of have like a statement like Diet Pepsi and then to have something that kind of almost continues some of the phrasing and the ideology of Diet Pepsi, but transforms it slightly into something different, and then to have that position directly afterwards, so you can link it together yourself as you're listening. Yeah, I don't know. It kind of adds to the flow of the album, you know, because you're kind of up here, and rather than going to like somewhere completely different next, you kind of have this almost like transition. You know, that's kind of how it feels. It feels like her and her producers are like thinking about the way that the album is flowing from one song to the next. You know, it's not just a collection of bops. When I was growing up, Mum always told me to save my money so I never had to rely on a man to take care of me. But money's not coming with me to heaven. Yeah. And I have a lot of it, so can't a girl just have fun? So it seems as if like she's obviously like done well, but like it's quite a healthy relationship to money, because she's like, money is not everything. You know, I might have been like, when I was young and we didn't have much money, that kind of is almost what I was taught, was that money was everything. But now I'm like, actually, I want to live while I'm alive, you know, make the most of it, make the most of this opportunity that I've been given, you know. Pocket full of sunshine busting through the seam. Love the little Natasha Bedingfield reference. I got a pocket full of sunshine. Say it, baby, don't lie. Money's everything. Diamonds are my best friend like Norma Jean. Oh, okay. So there are like, so we've got Natasha Bedingfield reference. We've got a Marilyn Monroe reference. We obviously, I heard Madonna earlier on as well, which also connects to Marilyn Monroe with the diamonds are a girl's best friend and everything. She knows her pop music. Hey, money's everything. Can't let go, just have fun. It's almost like people are telling her, money's everything. You should, you know, like you should be obsessed with it, you know, and she's trying to push against it. Oh shit. Oh, she did mention Gaga. I thought she mentioned Gaga. And I was like, Oh, did I mishear it? I drink on the night so I want to remember. And when I'm dancing, please DJ play Madonna. Want to roll one with Lana, get high with Gaga. And the girl I used to be is still the girl inside of me. So it's like this girl who grew up listening to Natasha Bedingfield, Madonna, Lana. Obviously, I mentioned Lana in the last song about obviously being a fan of Lana. And Gaga, obviously. Gaga knows my face. Gaga reposted my TikTok and commented on it. And I've been telling everybody every single day of the week because it changed my life. Anyway, moving on. And yes, the girl I used to be is still inside of me. It's like the little girl who was obsessed with pop music is still there. And it's like, this is what she lives for. It's not for like the fact that these people have money. Like, that's not what it's about. It's about like the music, like the DJ, like being on the dance floor with Madonna, you know, like living that life, like, but also having the slow one with Lana, you know, like rolling up a joint and talking about life with Lana, or getting high and having a crazy time with Gaga. It's like that kind, it's like living life, you know. Obviously these people are probably all quite rich. I mean, I don't know if Gaga's probably bankrupted herself on the tour again. We don't even know. But like, you know, presumably they're like, you know, very, very wealthy, but that's not the thing that she's talking about with these people. It's about the life, living life, you know, and appreciating life, you know. Yeah. And actually the reference to Diamonds Are My Best Friend, like Norma Jean, is like almost like a very clever reference to the surface level expectation of Marilyn Monroe. And yet the truth, we all know the truth of Marilyn Monroe, of Norma Jean herself, was that it was this tragic figure who was ruined by fame and money and wealth, you know. And so like her referencing Norma Jean specifically seems to really hint towards the fact that she is clued into the fact that money and fame is not everything, you know. She's learning from these women. Yeah. Great. This is so good. I just love that you can hear that she's a genuine fan of pop, and she's learning from pop culture history to not go down the same route. Yeah. And that's what that song feels like to me, is that like people want to tell you money's everything, but there's more to life. And actually these famous women have taught me that, you know? Yeah. Because actually all of these artists, they've chased artistry. They've chased like trying to change the agenda politically, you know, for the queer community and everything, you know? Yeah. Fuck. This is great. Okay, let's go to the next one. This is Aquamarine. Oh, I like that synth. Ooh. Cool, okay.
The world is my oyster, baby come, and I'm the only girl.
This sounds like 90s Madonna reference, doesn't it? Ah. I love the atmosphere. It has this kind of underwater feeling to it, you know? Yeah.
Heart of the ocean around my neck. Don't have to say it, you know what's next.
More little pop culture references. Ooh. It does have this like mermaid kind of quality, you know? Oh, nice. Oh. The production of this album is so sick. Under Here I'm Free. There's a feeling of escapism in that song. Feels like she's escaping into like some kind of mystical world under the sea. She's like, come with me. We're gonna create a world of our own under the ocean, you know. It kind of has all that to it. Oh, nice. God, the fucking production is just so great. There's like little details that surprise you. It has kind of like little dry moments, surprising moments where things cut off and add an extra kind of texture and rhythm to it. You know, like it has atmosphere, continuing atmosphere that kind of feels very cohesive, but like still different. Like, you know, every song kind of evolves slightly differently, but it has kind of this gorgeous kind of continuity as well. I'm very impressed by this so far. Yeah, it surprises me. I think her statement on money is everything really shows that she is more than just somebody who's like chasing the kind of TikTok clout thing, you know? But clearly she has more, you know? She's clearly a very big pop fan, and she clearly has had like a really, like a strong vision for this that she's carried through each and every song so far. And I really appreciate the attention to detail. And the fact that it is a continuous album. This is not just a collection of bops. Like, you know, this is an album's album. This is an album worth listening to as an album. Great, love it, obsessed. Aquamarine, honey, dive into me. I'm not hiding anymore. I won't hide. The world is my oyster. Great. Baby, come touch the pearl. It's almost like her sexuality is the escapism. It's like inviting somebody into her world. That kind of is what sex is. It's something very intimate. Inviting somebody into your personal space by kind of saying you're having sex with them is a very vulnerable thing to do. And that's what she's doing. But she's almost like, the way that she's talking about it makes it seem magical, mystical, you know? The world is my oyster and I'm the only girl. So that's a Rihanna reference. See, this is really good. And I'm dancing in my own reflection. I'm the ray of light. Okay, so it's like the whole thing is littered with pop references. It's so good. I'm transforming and realigning. I'll take you with me. Hi. Aquamarine, honey, dive into me. I'm not hiding anymore. I won't hide. I'm free. Yeah, there's such a confidence in like her being herself within this like space, you know, swimming in the sea with a salt in my hair, kissed by the sun. It's a love affair. Heart of the ocean around my neck. Britney ref, also Titanic. Yeah, I'm not hiding anymore. I won't hide. I'm free. Feels like she's inviting the listener into her world as well. And that's what so much of the album feels like. It's like the detail in the lyrics, the world building in the sound design, all this kind of stuff. And now here, in a more literal sense, it feels like she's inviting us into her world. And she's like, it's safe here. We have our own little fantasy haven for us to kind of experiment and enjoy pop together, you know, and to revere pop together. Like, that's what it feels like. She's just so much a fan as I am, you know? Love it. Right, next one. This is Lost and Found. Well, this is only 48 seconds. Interval tracks, you know I fucking love an interval track. Ooh, drama. Interesting. If the first section is about like, you know, escapism and getting invited into her world, then maybe like, oh, it's drug. I thought she said drama. Okay, we'll lose that. I was going to say, maybe it's the drama pushing through from real life, but no. I lost myself and found myself again. Drug. I wonder what that drug is. Maybe she's had like a problem with drugs. I don't know, but it could be like a sense of like, that's the losing herself. And now she's finding herself in music, you know? It does kind of feel like that. It does feel like she's found herself in this music because it's so confident. It feels like it clearly seems to be a reflection of like what she wants to put into the world, you know? So maybe that's what that's kind of referring to. Yeah, I wonder if that's if that is going to hint at what's coming next in terms of like the rest of the album, because obviously that's kind of an interval track. Maybe it's like a pivot point, you know? Let's see. Next one is High Fashion, which I did on TikTok, so I have heard this one. Yeah, let's go. Okay, so it continues kind of sonically. Again, the drum production.
I know I'm drunk, but
what is going on with the chords? The harmony is so strange. It's kind of gorgeous in like how weird it sounds. It kind of has that high fashion, avant-garde kind of quality, you know?
between my tits. When it comes to shoes, I'll be a slut.
Same, bitch, same. Remember, like, I heard this one on its own and was a bit thrown off. I was like, whoa, this is strange. But as part of the context to the album, I really like it.
Spiraling into you.
Ugh, those chords are just so dark. I believe there's some tritone situation going on there, which really gives it that like uneasy feeling, you know. So cool. The way that she captures like the feeling of what high fashion is supposed to give you is like so palpable. If you think about like what high fashion, you think like the runways, the avant-garde, strange shapes. And like a lot of people don't understand what high fashion is actually trying to do. Like a lot of people are like, oh, I can't wear that down the street. It's like, you're not fucking supposed to. It's art. You know what I mean? It's like people who have a vision for something unlike anything that's ever been seen. And so they create a structure, create something boundary pushing, genre defining, very strange looking, that makes you think one way or the other, you're going to have a reaction, you know. If you think about the way that this song sounds, it is that, you know, you're going to have a reaction one way or the other. It's doing all sorts of weird shaping with the rhythm, weird shaping with the harmony in particular in that chorus where it goes like all weird, you know, and dark. It's kind of like, you might not understand this, but what I'm doing is pushing the boundaries, do something that's not been done before, you know? And so the way in which the sound of the song simulates the same thing that high fashion attempts to do within art is really gorgeous and shows so much like thought, you know, like to put that much thought into the way that the song sounds and to really put yourself out there and do something that doesn't sound beautiful, that sounds kind of dark and jagged. It's such a brave move. Really, I don't know, for me, it like really solidifies her kind of like cred as an artist, someone who is actually wanting to do something a bit more boundary pushing, and she's trying to change the agenda. Yeah. And it's really, really cool. It's really cool. And she somehow manages to make it feel like a pop song. And that's kind of the amazing thing about it, is that it's probably to do with the melody, you know, but that manages to kind of bring it down into a place that actually feels like a kind of digestible pop song, even though it's like musically not at all, you know. It's very, very cool. Yeah, this is great. Just like, yeah. Have you ever dreamt of being seen, not by someone, more like in a magazine, wanting something more than just a hit? Nothing else can make me feel like this. Ooh, so she says a hit like that as almost like it's like a drug, right? But like for me, it almost feels like wanting more than just a hit. She doesn't just want a hit song. She wants more. She wants the album. She wants the artistic statement, you know? So this almost feels like a vision for her statement as an artist, you know? I know I'm drunk, but I don't need your drugs. I'd rather get high fashion. I don't want cheap love. I'd rather get high fashion. Yeah, so it's like, I don't want to go for the surface level delights. I want something that's going to make me think, that's going to have more depth. It's all about depth, you know, artistic expression. Yeah, and to use the metaphors of like partying rather than like doing drugs. I'd rather get high fashion. I'd rather get high on fashion, you know, because there's more depth there for her. There's more artistic expression. It's like more about like taking life and like experiencing life in a deeper way. That seems to be like such a kind of key theme going through this, you know. I'd rather feel the sun kiss on my skin with a cigarette pressed between my tits. You know, I'm not an easy fuck, but when it comes to shoes, I'd be a slut. I literally love that. I'm a slut for fashion. I'm a slut for pop music. You know, I'm a slut for Gaga. That's literally the vibe. Yeah, but I feel like I would really actually get on with her, because like I love people who are passionate about a thing, even if it's not a thing that I'm necessarily passionate about myself. I just love people who want to engage on a deeper level, and like I feel like I'm getting that out of Addison in this album, you know? Yeah, that's just fucking brilliant. Yeah, it's just so clever. Right, next one. This is Summer Forever. Ooh. Okay, this is very Born to Die vibes. Living life freely again, you know. I just love the consistency in the sound. Huge, dense reverbs cut through with drums that are dry as fuck, you know. Yeah.
This ain't my first time, but baby, I hope that it's my last.
Yeah. God, this just feels like fantasy. I love just getting invited into her world, you know? Yeah, gorgeous. Like freedom, like living life, experiencing life. It kind of makes me think of like kind of post-COVID kind of vibes, you know, the way in which like, and especially for somebody who is obviously come up on TikTok, it is a very isolating thing. It's like all about me. That's kind of what being a TikTok star is about, you know? And so everything kind of might feel quite transactional, you know, especially if like you have a platform and people want to take advantage of that platform. And so she's describing something here that feels real. It's like genuine connection with people. It's not about getting clout. It's not about my career. It's about connection to people and appreciating that. Yeah, that's kind of the vibe I got from that. And I wonder whether it's fantasy or reality, you know? Do you know what I mean? The other thing I thought was actually like, I wouldn't say this album sounds like Brat, but you can certainly hear the way that Charlie XCX's massive breakthrough moment with Brat really changed the agenda for pop music. If you think about like what a pop album is expected to be, Brat basically like threw all that out the window and proved that you could do something that sounds aggressive and strange and weird and thoughtful and like artistic and experimental and it still be super, super, super popular, you know? And it feels like that's kind of blown the doors off of what can be expected from a pop album. And Addison's like walked straight into it and thought, I don't have to chase the trends. I don't have to chase the hits. I'm just going to make the album I want to make. Charlie did it and I'm going to do it too. And it feels like she's found success doing that, you know? It's great. Fear's thrown out the window. Feels like summer forever. Loving's hard. My parents said it. Yours said it. Second time's the charm. I never thought I'd find someone easily. Now I'm wrapped up in your arms and it feels just like a dream. Friends say I disappeared. I blame it on the things we do. Staying up all night long, singing our favourite songs, making out in the car, doing shots at the bar. Oh, so it truly is like romance, you know, and the kind of dream-like feeling that is created by being with somebody that you truly love, you know. Background on my phone, never felt less. Oh, that's so cute, like, and so relatable. Yeah, so this is obviously her second boyfriend, right? And like, it seems like this one's like really kind of hit. She's like, being with you makes me feel like it's summer forever. It's like such a gorgeous kind of romantic statement. My 11:11, would you fly to Paris with me? Fly with me to Paris? 11:11, what is like, oh God, everybody told me on the Conan Gray video what 11:11 meant. Isn't it like you text somebody you love them or something? I don't know. Let me know. It's just really kind of leaning into the beauty of and romance of this relationship. So much that it feels like a fantasy, but it's not. It's reality, you know? Gorgeous. Right, let's go on to the next one. This is In the Rain. Ooh, cool. Again, fucking brilliant drum.
Walk in the room, my high heels on, I strike a pose. And now the past is someone that I have to answer for. Keeping a smile on my face for protection.
Yeah. Ooh, that bass is killing me. I love it. I cry only in the rain because people won't be able to see me cry.
Maybe it's fake, but I don't care. Misunderstood, but I'm not gonna sweat it. Turning my tears into gold.
Yeah. I love this chorus. It feels like the rain. It feels humid. It feels damp. You know, it's so good. Oh, it's just so... it's like a world, you know. I just love this universe that she's created in this album. I just feel so welcome. Oh, I loved that one. There's just something about the atmosphere of it that just really felt so gorgeous. And again, atmosphere pierced through with the drums. Cool. It's like a statement for the whole album. The whole sonic landscape of this album is like pinned down by that. And there's so much freedom that you can do within the sound of the synths, within the sound of the drums. But as long as the drums are dry and the rest of it's wet, you know, wet is like loads of reverb and effects, whereas dry is like just the sound, you know, and it just works. Oh, loved it. Walk in the room, my high heels on, I strike a pose, young, dumb and cute, nothing to lose. And now the past is someone that I have to answer for. Oh, interesting. I got a whole new point of view, misunderstood, but I'm not going to sweat it. Isn't it all for the show? So maybe this is like actually like commenting on the way that people have maybe misjudged her because of the way that she kind of came into fame. But now she's kind of asking people to almost like allow her to be a real human and allow her to grow and change, which we don't usually allow our kind of celebrity figures to actually do that, you know? And she's like, allow me to evolve. I feel like I'm misunderstood, but now I'm like here to kind of like, I'm just going to do my thing. You know, I'm not going to worry too much about actually whether these people understand me or not, because it's more important that I'm just doing what I want to do. Isn't it all for the show? Keeping a smile on my face for protection, turning my tears into gold. So I cry only in the rain. I wonder whether like that's a metaphor for crying only when you're in the rain. I let my emotion out and be my real self only in the studio, you know, only within my safe space. That kind of is really, it's the vibe is, you know, like within my safe space, I will allow this. I will not give the outside world, the haters, the credit, you know. I don't want to be sad. God, it feels like a waste of time. Maybe it's fake, but I don't care. You don't deserve my heart. Oof. And guess what? I don't owe it to you. If you're offended, say a prayer. Misunderstood, but I'm not going to sweat it. It almost feels like she's like, there is one Addison for the casual audience, the people who don't actually care who she is, who just see her as like a shallow figure. It's like, well, if that's what you think of me, that's what you think of me. That's what I'm going to give you, you know? But she almost reserves this inner world for herself and for her fans who read the lyrics, you know? It's the kind of thing where like, if you are the kind of person who's going to dig in and truly make an effort to understand what my artistic statement is, then I will allow you into my inner circle. But otherwise, you are on the outer circle and I have to protect myself. And so I will put on my fake smile and I'll give you everything that you want so that I have the freedom to do what I want in my inner circle. You know, that's what it gives me. And it feels like in the rain is like a metaphor for that place, for that safe place. Very, very cool. I feel like I'm really getting to know her, you know, as an artist, but also as an individual. Really cool. Right, next one. This is Fame as a Gun. I like that as a synth.
Do I provoke you with my tone of innocence?
I love the performance here. The way she's performing it is almost like playing up to the Marilyn Monroe like cooey fake voice thing. Yeah, ooh. Ooh, okay.
It makes me want it more.
Yeah, the tantalizing prospect of fame, but understanding there's this dark side that she needs to be careful of. Oh, I love that. So cool. Yeah, interesting. I really like this kind of through line of like the references to fame, the understanding of fame, the understanding of like its temptations and its dark sides, you know. It's so interesting hearing this from like an artist's debut album where she's found fame through TikTok and is therefore kind of dealing with these kinds of themes on her first album. But I love how she's like used like, you obviously references to Marilyn Monroe and to Madonna and stuff earlier on, but like here is continuing to kind of pull those different threads, you know, when it comes to fame not being all it's cracked up to be. And that ties into the way in which she's like, I'm going to do the music I want to do. I'm not going to, you know, pander to what people expect me to do. So it feels so cohesive in that kind of, that message. Tell me who I am. Wow. Do I provoke you with my tone of innocence? Don't ask too many questions. That's my one suggestion. Knew it from the start. It was the only way to mend my broken heart. Ooh, it was never enough. I always wanted more. Fame is a gun and I point it blind. Crash and burn, girl, baby, swallow it dry. That's a real dark image, you know, swallowing the gun, and the kind of sexual, kind of predatory, kind of sexual nature to it as well feels quite dark. You got a front row seat and I got the taste of the glamorous life. God gave me the permission. When you shame me, it makes me want it more, makes me want it more. Feels like she's really understanding like her motivations, like her kind of broken-hearted upbringing. It feels like it's almost like pointed her in the direction of like having something to prove, you know? And when people try and pull her down, it just makes her want to do it more. Love is a drug that I can't deny, and I'm your dream girl, but you're not my type. Yeah, that's like classic, like parasocial relationship thing I'm your dream girl, but you're not my type is so, as a TikTok kind of star, that is the entire thing. And it's so interesting that she's so knowing about it and so open and obvious about it. It's interesting that on surface level, that song sounds like she's like, oh, I love it. I love being famous. But the sound of it, the imagery is much darker. And obviously she's shown to be understanding that like she cares about art, you know, and she's aware of the difficulties that like people before her have had with fame. She's referencing Britney, she's referencing Gaga, she's referencing Madonna, she's referencing Marilyn Monroe. All of these people have gone through the dark side of being a woman in the industry. Yeah. And so that's where that kind of darkness and that friction comes from in that song, is that she almost knows all these things and yet feels this like pull to be doing it anyway, you know? Yeah. Right. Next one. This is Times Like These.
I know you like when I wear this dress. Best when I'm wearing less. If I time to leave what I want tonight, wanna take back what I said.
Yeah.
Confused. My life moves faster than me. No matter what I try to do, it's how it has to be.
Yeah.
Should I jump in the unknown? Too old to blame my dad.
Am I too old to be blaming my dad?
My life moves faster than me.
My life moves faster than me. A whirlwind of being in your 20s, chasing fame. Yeah, it's got to be overwhelming.
It's how it has to be. Head out the window, my song on the radio.
Yeah.
I'm so
Wow.
confused.
Wow, yeah. Love it. Oh, that's so good. Oh, the way these songs are put together is stunning.
How it has to be.
Yeah, there's kind of an internal sadness there where it's like in this moment she kind of can't control anything. But I do think that like her attitude towards like trying to find moments of happiness are a great way to cope with that. Yeah. I know you like it when I wear this dress. I feel best when I'm wearing less. If I dye my hair bleach blonde, maybe then I'll turn you on. Do I eat what I want tonight, or will it make me feel less tight? Oh, yeah. I'm so caught up in my head. I want to take back what I said. I'm so confused. My life moves faster than me. Can't feel the ground beneath my feet. No matter what I try to do, it's times like these. It's how it has to be. So the intensity of this moment, she's constantly overthinking what she's eating, what she's doing, what she's dressing, who she's speaking to, you know? And like, it's too much, it's overwhelming. And it feels like the song kind of has a feeling of overwhelming to it. It's like she's getting taken off into the ether, you know? Am I too young to be this mad? Am I too old to blame my dad? So that's so good. Yeah, head out the window, my song on the radio, head out the window, let's see how far I'll go. Oh, so it's like the amazing thing that she's like, I'm actually experiencing my music on the radio. And she's like, I've got my head out the window and I'm like feeling the air rushing through my hair, experiencing life, having this exhilarating moment. But she's already thinking like, oh, I don't know if this is going to work. I don't know if I'm going to have a full career, you know? Yeah, so it's like, it looks like an attempt to truly enjoy it, but maybe the other things like almost like getting her down and like making it difficult to enjoy. Really cool. Right, let's go to the next one. This is Life's No Fun Through Clear Waters. Oh, this is only 57 seconds. Quite a statement already, you know. Embrace the ups and the downs. Gorgeous. I love the bass in this as well. Very subtle. No drums. Interesting. I love the way the bass goes a kind of quality. Feels like it's underwater. Yeah, cool. Yeah, like an understanding that like life has to have the ups and downs, you know, otherwise it isn't life. You're not having fun, you know. And so it feels like she's trying to appreciate life as it's going. Obviously there are moments where it feels like outside of her control, but I think she's realized there are things that she can control, and that's how she reacts to it. And that's like all the stuff like having her in a circle, doing her art, the things that make her feel good, you know, doing it the way she wants. And these are the things that are going to help her enjoy life through the ups and the downs, you know? And actually, if we didn't have the downs, we wouldn't have the ups, you know? Right. Before we go on to the final song, this is a quick shout out to my patrons. Yay. Thank you everybody on Patreon who supports me every single month. You make it possible for me to do what I do as a content creator and only have to work full time, only have to work part-time. Yeah, maybe one day I won't be working part-time, but you know, I'm still there, still making coffee. So if you want to help me in my journey to not making coffee for people anymore, then consider heading over to Patreon and helping me out. Like the £3 tier is where you get all of my reactions to new music videos, live performances and stuff, and is an easy way to support me that isn't going to break the bank. If you are able to commit even more, then you can go into the next tier up, which is £7, and that has like full uncut albums like this one and exclusive albums. Everything's uncut, so you don't get any cuts in any of it. You can see my reaction as I go, you know, and listen to my full unedited ideas and every single song. In the next tier, that's the song request tier, so you get everything else, but then you also get to choose a song request from me, and that's £10 a month. And then the top two are the same, but for an artist discovery and an album request. Yeah, and all those videos go on Patreon as well for everybody, so there is loads of exclusive content as well as, you know, the uncut versions and stuff that goes on YouTube. So yeah, there's lots of stuff to get into, and it's a lovely community. There's a group chat, we're chatting about stuff, concerts and music and, you know, all that kind of stuff. So it's nice. But yeah, so if you want to get involved, head over to Patreon, links in the description. Thank you, everybody. Right, the last song is Headphones On. Let's go. Ooh.
Put your headphones on. Guess I gotta accept the pain to make me feel better. I put my headphones on. My favorite song.
Oh, okay. The way she deals with it is to listen to pop music, to listen to Madonna, to Gaga, to Lana. Me too, babe.
Wish my mom and dad could have been in love.
Wow.
Jealousy's a riptide.
Yeah. The trappings of comparing yourself to another person.
Guess I gotta accept the pain.
But just to accept everything as it comes, you know. Sometimes that I will need coping mechanism. Yeah.
Listen to my favorites. Come and put your headphones on.
Yeah, she's inviting you in there, you know. It's like being a pop fan, being able to put your headphones on and just escape into that world.
Life's no fun through clear waters.
Yeah.
Surrender to the moment.
Yeah. I love that she's got to this place, like, where she's allowing things to kind of wash over her. You just have to accept it as it comes.
So I put my headphones.
Yeah, so I put my headphones on, get in the studio, make music, listen to music. It's the coping mechanism that makes me be able to deal with things that come my way.
Gotta dance till the wheels fall off.
Yeah, great. I really love that as an end to the album. It kind of, it's like, I haven't got everything figured out. Like, I haven't been able to fix everything, but now I know how to cope. And it feels like it pulls together so many things that we've been talking about through the album, you know? This idea with like coping with her high-speed lifestyle, coping with changes, coping with things that she can't control. Yeah, and we've also talked about pop music, her being a clear fan of pop music and having a reverence for pop music. And here it kind of comes together, you know, the way that she will cope with all these difficulties that she's described is to listen to pop music, you know? And it just brings it together so nicely in that way. Wow. Guess I gotta accept the pain. Need a cigarette to make me feel better. Every good thing comes my way, so I still get dolled up. Every good thing comes my way, so I put my headphones on. Listen to my favourite song. Soaking up the rain, letting my hair down. Yeah. I love the reference to the rain again. Freedom, that space. We were talking about the rain being a safe space for her, and she's like realised that the safe space is within music, you know. Wish my mum and dad could have been in love. Crazy. Guess some things weren't meant to last forever. I compare my life to the new It Girl. Jealousy's a riptide, it pulls me under. You can't fix what's already been broken. You just have to surrender to the moment. Guess I gotta accept the pain. Yeah, so it's like things in her past, like before she was famous, being a struggle for her, and maybe having a difficult upbringing, and that kind of being part of the thing that drives her towards success. But then we're talking about success, And then she starts comparing herself to the new it girl. Because that's the thing with TikTok, is that there's always going to be a new it girl, you know? And if she compares herself to them, then she's just going to get pulled under. She's going to drown, you know? More water imagery. And so she's like, no, I've got to let go of it. I've got to live my life in the way that makes me feel good. I've got to have my coping mechanisms. I know the lows are what that makes the highs higher. So I tell myself this is a reminder. Life's no fun through clear waters. You can't fix what's already been broken. Just have to surrender to the moment. Yeah. So it really feels like this is like, after everything that's happened, everything that's kind of led to this moment, you know, threatened to kind of throw her off center. She's like, this is my mantra that's going to bring me back, you know? Yeah, and that just brings it together so nicely. I'm really so impressed by this. Like, as a debut album, for someone I didn't necessarily expect to have this level of artistry, she's really proved me wrong. It's clear that she has a very, very cohesive, clear vision with what she wants to do within her music, and she feels free to be able to actually do that. And that is the strength, is following her vision, trusting herself, and going with something that isn't like trying to be a hit, isn't trying to, you know, follow any trends. She's just truly expressing what she wants to express in a cohesive way. And it's worked really well. It gives her respect as an artist, and it will ultimately give her a longer career in music, because like, it's not about flash in the pan success. It's about like building people's belief in you as a credible artist, you know, and she's certainly done that with me. I'm very, very impressed. Yeah, like such a cohesive album. Adore this, like, yeah, the sonic palette of it and the way that it all sounds connected and cohesive, but each song still has its own personality. Even though the songs all sound in the same universe, it still is interesting. Like, it still feels like she's exploring new avenues in every single one. Yeah, and there's quite a lot of themes that she's kind of touched upon, but I feel like she has brought it together quite well. Like, you think about like all the references to pop, it shows that she is in love with pop music and reveres pop music. And then later on, she then starts talking about the way in which pop music is her passion. It's the thing that she wants to do. You know, it's her high fashion. And then at the end, it's her escapism as well. So that's kind of a really nice kind of thing that runs through. And I think she is finding happiness despite things feeling like they're out of her control. I'm going to find happiness in the smaller things. I'm going to find happiness in listening to music and going out dancing, in my romance. And it's like, sometimes there are outside forces that threaten, like being famous, that threaten to completely throw that off. But I've got to return to what makes me feel happy, which is music. And that kind of comes together in the final song. And then you kind of then have the kind of fame aspect of it. The way that she references other famous women, the way that she talks about her own fame, the way that she's comparing herself to the next it girl, the way that she's come up very quickly and people have a certain expectation of her. And she's here to not try and prove them wrong, but to just do her thing and allow the people who care about it to come to her. She's like my inner circle versus the outer circle. And so that's a really great thread that then goes all the way through. Yes, so it's really cohesive storytelling narratively. Yeah. And then like in terms of what the style actually is, it feels world building. It feels atmosphere building. It feels like you get invited into her world. It's incredibly well thought out and put together. And it feels like it's pushing into new ground. If Brat was the thing that broke new ground, then this is the album that's pushing into new ground. Yeah. And she's done it. It's really pulled it off really well. Very impressed. Really like it. What's my favorite song? God, it's hard. I really like New York, to be fair. But I think I'm gonna give it to Headphones On, just because of the way in which it pulls everything together. These are all the things I've been talking about in the album, and this is how I pull it all together into a final song. And it just feels so neat and nicely done there. But it also works as a really nice song, singable, listenable, catchy. But yes, I loved this album. Let me know how much you enjoyed the album. Let me know what your top 5 songs are in the comments. And yeah, if you want to check out my shorts, then I'll leave the playlist here. If you want to check out the Patreon, that's here. And if you want to check out my Madonna discovery video, then that is